Welcome to Tony Martignetti Nonprofit Radio coverage of the NextGen Charity Conference. We're in Lower Manhattan at the Tribeca Performing Arts Center, and my guest now is Charles Best. Charles leads DonorsChoose.org, where public school teachers post classroom project requests, and donors can pick the projects that they want to support. The site has been selected most likely to make the world a better place by the TechCrunch community, and in 2009 and 2010, Fortune magazine named Charles in as one of their 40 under 40 list of businesses' hottest rising stars. Charles Best, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tony. Glad to be here.
Pleasure to have you. Thank you. So using a site, you're connecting donors with projects that they never witness live. How do you help make that connection? How do the donors feel connected to the work that they're supporting?
Well, we really feel that hardworking teachers out on the front lines have almost a pent-up expertise and imagination that's just waiting to be unleashed. And DonorsChoose.org endeavors to unleash that frontline expertise and to generate classroom project requests that may often be better targeted and more innovative than big top-down solutions designed by someone who's a higher up.
Okay, so you want the teachers themselves are describing the project and what the impact will be for their students.
That's exactly right. There are about 25,000 classroom project requests seeking funding at any point in time on DonorsChoose.org, and those projects all submitted by what we call frontline educators, mostly classroom teachers, but could also be a guidance counselor, a coach, librarian. Those projects really are a window into both the unmet needs of students and the innovative potential of dedicated teachers.
And how do you manage the donor relationship so that donors feel a connection, again, with a project they're most likely never going to see live? They're not going to meet the students who benefit from it, who get that impact. How do you manage that donor relationship with the projects?
Well, even a donor who gives $1 to a classroom project on DonorsChoose.org will get photographs of the project in action, a thank you note from the teacher, an impact report from the teacher a couple months into the project talking about the student learning that's taking place. They'll be able to see a cost report showing how every dollar on the project was spent. And if the donor gave $50 or more, they would also get physical student thank you letters from the classroom. It's really rich feedback. It has a lot of our donors feeling like they got more out of the experience, out of the exchange than the recipient, and it's kind of our secret sauce.
And say a little more about the impact report. What do you encourage teachers to include in that as they're writing that for their donors? Because there is so much in the charitable community about impact.
Absolutely. Well, the impact report, the impact letter that we ask the teacher to write to their donors is not filled with jargon. In fact, it might not even pass muster with a foundation program officer, but it is plain-spoken, from the heart description of the student learning that's taken place as a result of their project being funded.
And so it sounds like you're working very hard to have that relationship, even though this is all web-based giving, have a relationship between the donor, the teacher in the classroom where the project is, and the students, because you said that they get pictures from the students as well, or thank you notes for a $50 or more gift.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we see a donation to a classroom project on our site not as an end unto itself, but as a first step on a path that will lead toward full-fledged engagement with public school classrooms and low-income communities. And key to that is the ability of the donor to write a message to the classroom telling them why they picked their project, and the teacher can message right back, even outside of the photos and teacher thank you note and teacher impact report and student thank you letters, which are a part of the process.
So now this is significant because the donors are having contact directly with the people who are the children that are enjoying the outcomes, the impact of their gift, and that's quite unusual in most charitable work. I mean, there aren't a lot of donors meeting the people who are enjoying the benefits of the agencies or the organization's work.
That's absolutely right. It's not a face-to-face interaction, but I think it feels almost just about as vivid and rewarding and meaningful as a face-to-face interaction.
Tell me a little about the donor reactions that you get after the process is completed, and I'm sure you've got lots of people who come back, make repeat gifts. Tell me, share some of the feedback that you've gotten from donors when they've had that close connection with the classroom.
Well, we often hear from donors when they get especially funny or especially emotional letters from students, which could be a student making a funny reference to recess and how they yearn for it all day long, or it could be a student talking about the fact that this is the first time anyone's given them a book, and that's what prompts a good number of our donors to say that they feel like they got as much out of the exchange as the classroom they were looking to help.
And what's the percentage of donors who make a repeat gift?
The percent of donors who make a repeat gift is excellent if you look at year 2, year 3, year 4. Going from year of acquisition, the first year that they give, to year 2, are they giving 1 year later? It's actually only 1 in 5 of donors who acquired in a given year who then will give again in year 2. But if they're giving in year 2, there's a 90% chance they'll be giving in year 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess you see this as something that other nonprofits should take on, is the relationship between the people who are enjoying the benefits of the work and the people who have enabled that work to take place. Why don't you say a little about that for the audience?
Absolutely. Well, you said it well, but we do see the interactions on our site as the basis for real correspondence, if not actual relationships between the donors and the classrooms that they're looking to help. And we hope that this means that donors see DonorsChoose.org as a lot more than a website where they're going to transact a contribution.
Are there many donors that have seen the classrooms face-to-face?
We know it happens. It doesn't happen as part of our process, but we hear all the time from teachers who, whether it's the teacher or the donor, somehow they've gotten in touch, kind of offline, as it were, and they'll do exchanges of brownies and visits and physical gifts.
That's fabulous. They just needed that much more. They needed to, probably for 99.5% of the donors, the correspondence, the way you described it, is sufficient.
That's right.
But for that 0.5% or whatever, or what did I just say? For that 0.5%, they just needed that closer connection.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
But for the other 99.5%, you've got it worked out, and I think the message is clear for our audience that that connection is crucial between the donor and the I don't like to call them service recipients, the people who are benefiting. And I don't see much of it.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Tony.
My pleasure. Charles Best is leader of DonorsChoose.org. And this is Tony Martignetti Nonprofit Radio coverage of the NextGen Charity Conference 2011.